In case you're wondering what this spicy red looking car is doing here, well, it's because this is our very own premium crossover of the year. The Audi Q3 that you see here today goes up against the likes of the BMW X1 as well as the Mercedes-Benz GLA, both of which are very dynamically sound and comfortable as well as premium, not to mention. But this car manages to topple both of them for very, very good reasons. Now you look at this Q3 and you immediately can tell that this is nothing else. It can't be a Q2 and it definitely doesn't look like an Audi Q5 as well. So it has got its own individual identity which we can really appreciate. It's very modern, very slick. Now when it comes to design, it's very individual. But when a group of people come together and they decide that, you know what, wow, the Audi Q3 is a looker, you know that Audi has done an excellent job in designing the Q3. But, of course, if this is not up your alley, well, we have right here the Audi RS5 Sportback. This is the winner of our performance sedan category. Goes up against the likes of Mercedes-Benz C63S as well as the Alfa Romeo Giulia, both of which are very, very strong competitors as well. But what an understated car this is. It doesn't look as loud as the Audi Q3. Even the grey color here matches this bronze matte Audi Sport rims that you see here. And what a lovely car this is. LED headlamps, larger than life air intakes. Can it really perform better than its peers? Well, let's find out. SG Carmart's Car of the Year is really all about selecting the cream of the crop in its class. Now, this car that I'm piloting right now is absolutely no exception. It's the Audi RS5 Sportback and it goes up against the likes of Mercedes-Benz C63S, Skoda Octavia and even the Alfa Romeo Giulia. Now you might be wondering why Skoda Octavia when it's a different size and different. But here's the thing, because this car won the performance sedan category, which is exactly why such cars were included in this segment for our competition. The closest competitor was obviously the Mercedes-Benz C63S, but this car managed to win it by several percentage. I'm talking about maybe 3 to 4% more than the Merc. And I'll tell you, it's very, very well deserved. This car won this category for very, very good reasons. For starters, the engine. What a gem of an engine this is. 2.9 litre V6 twin turbocharge. It pumps out some 444 brake horsepower and 600 Newton meters of torque. Now get this, it's a whooping 600 Newton meters of torque. Not all cars can handle such a high figure of twisting force. Probably some of his peers could, but just not as well as how this car manages to send all the figures out to all four wheels in a very lively, enthusiastic, yet smooth manner, in a refined almost. Now, refined and sportiness, these two words don't usually go hand in hand, but for the Audi RS5, they somehow just seem to work perfectly. Very, very well integrated. You know how turbocharged engines is, right? You pedal to the metal, there's a surge of power that just suddenly kicks in at a certain RPM, maybe 2005, 3000, maybe some 3003. But the Audi RS5 doesn't have that sudden surge. Doesn't make it feel like a cheap turbo. It doesn't. In fact, it's a very, very well built up that you don't feel like, ooh, suddenly like the surge of power just suddenly comes in. And when this happens, it's actually very hard to time yourself, especially when you're merging into a highway or if you want to perform overtaking maneuvers. This car, nothing of that sort. Just listen to the sound. Oh, look at that, man. No sudden surge of turbo. You don't feel the bulk of it coming in. In fact, it just goes up in a very smooth, refined manner. But down to the nitty-gritty micro stuff is just how much pride Audi has taken to create a car that's so sporty and yet it doesn't compromise on the luxury feel. the premium feel in the cabin. Now, most cars, when they are sporty, the cabin is a little bit more shabby. You don't really get the full spectrum of how a premium car should be, but the RS5 Sportback takes it to a next level. Everything that you see here in the cabin, right down to the buttons and the knobs, how it feels, how it sounds, the tactile feel, the premium sound, the steering wheel, the gear knob, fit and finish. It reminds you that this car isn't just any other performance sedan that you're driving. It is the RS5 Sportback. Now, the Audi Q3, on the other hand, has got a different proposition altogether. This car, just because it's a premium crossover, does not mean it's a slouch. Yes, it has a mere 1.4-litre turbocharged engine up front, pumps out 148 brake horsepower and some 250 Newton meters of twisting force. Now, I always say this, right? If I take those figures out alone, it might not mean like anything if it's fitted onto another car, but because this 1.4-litre engine on the Audi Q3 is mated to a 7-speed quick-shifting dual-clutch gearbox. Now that just pumps everything out really quickly, and there is always a sense of urgency when you put your foot down to the throttle. That just gives you a sense of how quick this car can be. As a result, overtaking maneuvers, they're all done with ease and with confidence. When you're buying a premium crossover, again like the Audi Q3, all the figures, while they are important, they're not priority, right? I mean, 9.5-second century sprint, all the horsepowers and torque figures, they are important, but they should not be the top of your list, top priority at least. I reckon space and comfort, they are the ones that really matter. And now in terms of space, this car will not disappoint. It offers 530 litres worth of boot space. The rear seats will fit 3 Asian adults, no fuss, with ease. You have 2 ISOFIX points at the back, which means if you have 2 young children like I do, you can fit 2 baby seats behind. You don't have to worry about a thing at all. The missus will be happy, you'll be happy, kids will be happy. It almost feels like the Audi Q3 is a car that you need more than you want. And you add all of this up, coupled with the fact that this car just manages to soak up all the bumps and ruts in its stride, you got yourself a winner, man. Despite having 2 very distinct characters and targeted at 2 very different sets of audience, Audi has managed to maintain the same level of dynamism, drivability and comfort, and not to mention premiumness between these 2 cars. It's almost to say like the qualities of Audi are easily interchangeable between all the models in its lineup. Big winner? You bet.